fun is number 5, which simply states, quote, dustbuster with corner attachment.
That sounds dangerous.
I didn't understand the question.
And how?
Dad fights.
Cottage cheese coming out your brain.
Yeah, we're talking about ear infections. This is a new medical podcast where we talk about germs and all things coming out your ears. You know that the big old blocky wax that smells like
Sunny D.
Sunny D. Yeah, that's the color of it. It's pretty good. Q-tips.
So this is Dad Fights. Germs.
Germs. The germ cast. You know.
Germcast.
This is Jeremy.
Oh, God. Thanks for that
When
one.
was the last time somebody called Jeremy like?
Fucking on a daily basis.
Really?
Yeah, I got mofos at work calling me, and I'm like, ugh. It's funny, I had a workshop meeting, and they had, like, everyone's names, so they
Yeah.
can, like, have it. It was spelled Jeremy. So I wrote an E in there, and then
Yeah.
the lady presenting, she's like, oh, I see we forgot the E. I'm all, yep,
Yeah, Jeremy without the E.
Jeremy. That's what they call me.
Jeremy spoken.
Class today about his name, because you spelled it wrong. So, previously on Dad Fights, there was the Mummy episode 1
Yeah.
that never happens.
Yeah.
So they thought it was a funny joke that you would do that. And then this is kind of like their Homer's webpage episode where they're kind of like,
It's just randomness.
we will do whatever the fuck we want at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty much a filler episode that is a callback to Mel Brooks. Like, let's do History of the World Part 1 and just never have any attention to 2. And then I think it's Max Brooks. And then, who the fuck's the funny guy from SNL who shows up in everything now? Fred Armisen? I want to say it's those
Oh, yeah.
two.
Yeah, it's those two.
Did,
Part 2.
I never watched it.
I started watching it. I'm like, eh,
Is Mel Brooks is
he's still
dead.
alive.
He's
No.
still alive?
Yeah, he's
Okay,
still
so
alive
maybe it
and
is Mel
kicking.
Brooks, not
Yeah.
Max Brooks. Max Brooks is the zombie kid.
Zombie kid.
Yeah, he eats brains.
Oh.
No, World War Z. That's Max Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know his name.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
podcast.
just saw Brooks and I'm like, is this Mel's kid? And sure as shit, it's his kid.
All right, here's a quick
One likes boobs and stuff, and one likes zombies. Just like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
zombie balls.
Zombie
All right,
balls.
so here we go. Part 1 recap. Dr. O visits his boss. Dr. O also has an existential crisis. Dr. O and Dr. V have an incredibly gay contest. Helper gets stepped on. That's this episode.
But what about the time travel and the historical figures?
So also Homer's webpage comes through this
Okay.
this episode.
What about those two Brocks for some reason? Time machine, time
Whole
travel.
crazy story
Yeah.
sideline that it's kind of funny that they focused not on the main story of the storyline. They kind of focused on the side story.
Yeah, and you thought there was going to be some sort of resolution, but in stereotypical dad fights, fucking Venture Brothers, you know, nothing gets resolved. It's
Nope.
just a cutscene at the end, and
Ends it with the Star Wars joke.
yeah. And a
Yeah.
couple Star Wars references with the collapsing walls.
So, Venturepedia, I'm just going to jump into that real quick. So they did make this episode Homer's webpage, basically.
Okay.
But they have a bet going on when they first started that they mainly relied on Star Wars jokes because that's what they, like,
Yeah.
became friends on, is based on
Okay.
Star Wars jokes.
That's
So they
how
always-
every male meets friends. It's like, do you like beer? Yeah.
You like guitar
Star
shredding?
Wars? Yeah.
Like Star
yeah.
Wars?
Yeah, we're friends now.
Now we're friends. And video games.
Yeah.
But, so they had a bet, like, because they always relied on Star Wars jokes. So, like, all right, the next person that writes a Star Wars joke in has to cut their hair like they were in 8th grade. So, and that's the one on this episode. That's the one that, like, broke the bet.
Nice.
And then they decided to say, fuck it. We won't force someone in. If they come in, they come in now.
All right.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Everybody likes Star Wars.
If you don't like Star Wars, you're just an unhappy person. Do you know anybody that doesn't like
hate
Star
life.
Wars?
Uh,
Let's not say you've never seen Star Wars.
they
It's
just downright hate it.
just didn't like it. I don't
I don't think I've ever met someone,
I mean,
even
that-
if given the trilogies. Like, I've never
Yeah.
seen someone like, I saw Star Wars, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people like, I've seen the first original trilogy and then saw the second trilogy and didn't like that one.
I mean that
I
makes
tolerated
sense.
the third trilogy.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. I got a lot of hate this week because I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, at all?
Oh, I mean, I watched the first season 3 times and just thought it was stupid. And
Why'd you watch the first season 3 times?
because I watched it when it came out
All right.
and didn't like it. And
All right.
then Brandon's like, this is a great show. I think you're going to like it. Gave me the box set. I watched the first season.
You didn't realize, hey,
Again.
I already watched this garbage?
And I was on a lot of drugs. And then
Oh, gotcha.
last year, in preparation to complete the series and start House of Dragons, I decided to watch the first season again.
You're like, oh, yeah,
on
I
HBO.
forgot.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, this show sucks. And yeah, this kid from work's like, you hate Game of Thrones? I'm like, I wouldn't say I hate it. I just didn't give it a proper try. It just didn't speak to me. It wasn't anything about like the human nature. It's just about fantasy bullshit. Like you can keep your knights in shining armor. Give me space sex robots, please, and thank you.
Adam likes his fantasy up in the air.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Yeah.
Not on the ground.
0G boobs. Hell yeah. Let's go, Elon.
In space, the titties always float.
Yeah, but don't take our word for it. That's the end of the episode. There
Oh,
you go.
there you
Yeah,
go.
there you
All
go.
right.
Yeah, not even 5 minutes. in.
Five and a half minute
Yay.
episode. You're quick. It's like a TikTok. All right, spoofs and references right off the bat. Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Big time
clearly,
Bill and Ted.
You're time traveling with historical figures. We got Caligula, Edgar Allan Poe, and I like
And it was their excuse to throw in Edgar Allan Poe
Yeah.
because they're fans.
Brock choking him out. And he's like, I always want to choke that Bill
like-
Pumpkinhead.
They it's like holding
Yeah.
a pumpkin.
And Caligula, he's like, well, why don't you go around back with Hank there? And he's like, on second thought, yeah, Caligula, you're on your own.
You're on your own.
Or
Sicko.
where's the hand of Osiris? And Caligula has it up his ass,
That's
which
what
makes
he
me
does.
ask the question: what's with the Venture Brothers writers wanting to just hide stuff in butts?
Butt stuff.
Yeah,
It's always funny when you're talking about butt stuff.
no, yeah, and it's a prison wallet for a reason.
Yep.
Cavity checks, cavity search.
Pleasure hole.
Yeah, the glory. Oh.
So other reference we got. Of course, this is also part of my favorite Hank and Dean quote of the episode. Yeah, Clarissa, explain it all.
Yeah,
When Mr. Dean has just his head.
yeah.
They never explained it.
That was like early mid '90s. This was
Yep.
pre whoever that fat guy from the show
Yeah.
on
Who
HBO.
ruined everything? Who ruined Nickelodeon?
Who's that guy?
Something Schneider?
Dan Schneider
Yeah.
ruins everything. It should be what that show's called. Did you know I didn't know Dan Schneider was a fat kid from
Head of the class.
Head of the Class,
yeah. Head of the class. So here, you knew about Hollywood at the time.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna get in.
He's like, none of the executives want to touch my fat ass, so I'm gonna become an exec and touch asses.
kids' feet.
Yeah.
Gross.
I'm a fucking weirdo.
Then Billy, when he gets enlarged, he looks like Tobey Maguire in a bad Hulk costume.
He's just busting out of there. I like when they shrink his head and he kind of look proportional. It's pretty good. Like, speaking of Billy, there was a funny reference where he has the Rusty Venture lunchbox.
Yep.
And he's like, Rusty, you were everybody's childhood hero. Everybody wanted to be when they were a kid.
Yep. Rusty was a preteen badass.
Yeah, he was. He said he took down that pterodactyl by himself.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Rusty calls Dr. O. He's like, good job, Kreskins. Dr. Kreskin was from the 70s, and he was obsessed with ESP, and Milton Bradley, pretty much, there's a board game called Kreskin's ESP. It was big in the late 70s, early 80s. That was before our time, but so Carrie's grandma had a copy of Kreskin's ESP, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? She's like, I don't know how to play it, but it's basically it's like a Ouija board, but instead of like, the little triangle dial thing, it's a pendulum. So you just like hold it over the dial thing.
Oh, and it
It's supposed to
spins to something.
tell you the future or something.
rocks to
yeah,
that.
and there's letters and numbers. I'm supposed to play Sudoku with it or something. I don't know. I read the rules and I'm like, this sounds difficult. Let's just play checkers.
There you go.
Or video games. You're like normal people. Gosh.
Well, speaking of normal people, what video game would you pick for this episode? Because they referenced Bill and Ted, I picked the Bill and Ted NES game.
Oh, that's really good.
It was a good one.
This
You can only play it once, and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
yeah,
I'm done playing.
There's a lot of those games, like the Bible verse games. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are fun.
You play one sitting, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Like, what am I learning here? Nothing. Nintendo.
Or at the first Metal Gear, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, like
punching-
I got
punching
eaten
dogs.
by a dog when I came out of a stupid Jeep. And why is a Jeep so fucking big on the inside? Was it a TARDIS?
Yeah, what is this?
Get out of here with this.
You're pretty great. War changes. Hey, that's funny. So, Fallout's reference is war never changes.
Yeah.
And then Metal Gear is, well, at least Metal Gear 4 is war changes. I just realized that.
So do you think Snake should fight Todd Howard?
Yes.
Yeah. Who do you think would win that fight?
Metal Gear.
Yeah, easy. Todd's a big fat nerd. Have you noticed in your run through of Starfield how many Todd Howard clones are in the game?
Yes, there's
There's
few.
a ton of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
every planet you go to, it's a Todd Howard kid like, hey, can I be on a spaceship? I'm like, fuck you, Todd.
Yeah, here,
Yeah,
Todd.
make your game good and maybe you can roll with.
Fix the bugs, buddy.
Yeah, dude. But
what-
thanks for following TV show. That was fucking amazing, but still.
Super amazing.
Yeah. Starfield's-
What video
fix it.
game do you have for this episode?
Video game.
Egypt,
My song.
Osiris.
The song I went with, since it's
Oh.
Cult of Osiris, I decided to go with Cult of Personality by The Living Color. Tell your story about Living Color's Cult of Personality. It's pretty good.
So, what we used to do when the Jehovah's Witnesses would knock on our door.
Oh, the
about that story?
J-Dubs?
You're talking about that story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So this is like not even 90s yet. This is like late 80s.
Okay.
So on Saturdays, my mom, single mom, would be working, extra overtime. We'd like my brothers and I, we'd be running the house. So like when we see the Jehovah's Witnesses coming every Saturday, we see them coming like down the street, like, oh no, the Jehovah's Witnesses. We don't want to knock on the door because we're up to no good because we're 3 kids
Yeah.
in our house by ourselves.
I just want to watch X-Men and eat my fucking Honey Nut
This
Cheerios.
is before X-Men, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. This is like Ninja Turtle era.
Okay.
But anyways,
Transformers, Ninja Turtle. Yeah, classic Saturday morning lineup.
So when we saw him coming, we would blast music really loud, and like sometimes it was Tone Loc, Funky Cole Medina. But the one that always scared me away was Cult of Personality.
Nice.
We play it really loud, and they walk by our house and just keep walking.
Yeah. It's like these people like
Loud metal
Yeah.
music. Stay away from them.
they so funky. Those boys.
That was always my Guitar Hero 2 jam. No, Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah.
That's the one I always picked. Was Cult of Personality.
It's such a great song. Great band. Video games. You ever do a video game?
I did Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. That's a song, but what was the game?
No, I did NES Bill and Ted.
But what was your song?
Oh, I didn't do my song yet.
Oh, I thought you said the song from Bill and Ted. I'm like,
No,
that's
I
cool.
said the game.
The game.
Maybe I
Okay.
said song, but I
don't know.
meant game.
Okay.
Nintendo.
You got a song for us?
I do have a song. I finally have an excuse to throw these guys
Not
in,
yet.
in an episode. I'm going with my newly found favorite, Clowncore. And because Dr. Orpheus visits his friend in hell, not really hell, but it's pretty much hell, I picked the song Hell.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Here's a little sample of that.
Yay.
Speaking of his friend in hell, it's voiced by one of our favorite guys, H. John Benjamin,
Bob Belcher,
Yeah.
everyone's favorite dad,
or the devil,
or the devil.
Archer.
Yep.
You ever think you ever said Archer?
Yep, Archer.
The PE coach.
Yep. Home movies.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, this is what, 2004? So it
So
was.
this is before
This is
Bob's.
before Lucy, too.
This is before
This
Lucy,
is
right
definitely
before Lucy.
Squiggle Vision. What was that?
Home
Home
movies.
movies, yeah.
Only a few of us recognize the voice.
I mean,
that
at the
time.
time,
At
but
the
now
time.
it's like, I know that guy. He's a
Now-
spy burger flipping guy.
He's a Sky Burger Flipper.
Yeah. Now a kid's internal voice from a video game.
What? What kid's voice in video game?
It's a plot for the movie Boy Kills World. He's a mute kid, deaf and mute.
Oh, and
Or
John,
no, he's mute.
and John Benjamin's like his voice in his head.
So H. John Benjamin is the voice from like Mortal Kombat. It's like finish him, like fatality.
So in his head, that's what he hears.
yeah, so the kid
Oh,
grew
cool.
up playing that video game and just like
That's how he-
fixated on H. John Benjamin's voice from the game. So now that's his inner monologue voice is H. John Benjamin.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I never watched the preview with the
Oh,
with, the,
shit.
with sound on
yeah,
it.
oh, you just seen it. Dude, the movie looks so fast paced and badass. And plus, it's Jean Grey. We got to go see it.
Yeah, yeah. It's video game.
Yeah,
related.
and you're wearing a Jean Grey shirt right now.
I am.
Yeah.
She's naked.
Yeah.
Spread eagle.
Yeah.
Wolverine's
Yeah. You
on
got
one end.
Dark Phoenix coming out the vagina.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cyclops
Yeah.
gets eviscerated
Yeah.
like he does in that terrible. Was it the third one or the second one where Jean Grey blows him up? Oh, it was. Was it the third one? Last Stand.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Is that one of the shitty movies?
Yeah, I'm talking about the first shit. The first terrible trilogy. The other one, the First Class, wasn't too bad.
I liked First Class only because it had what's her name in the blue suit, but he was thinking anyone in a blue suit and I'll watch it.
What, Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, dude.
The first one though, it had Rebecca Romaine,
That's true. That's true.
and then had Jean Grey, Famke.
Yeah.
I only had the hots for her because I think when I was like 18 when X-Men came out, the first one, she was like on Conan, and Conan's like, "So what's a normal day for you?" She's like, "Oh, I like to sit around naked." I was like, "Oh, Jean Grey likes to sit around naked."
Well, you don't remember her from
Excuse me.
Goldeneye? Or no, she wasn't in Goldeneye.
Yeah, she was in Goldeneye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where she shoots the gun and she gets
Yeah.
all turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what that.
Yeah. She was also in Star Trek in the 80s.
Yep. Oh yeah,
Yeah, she's always been hot. She's gonna be hot till she dies.
she's Jean Grey.
Yeah, she's Jean Grey. She's a mutant.
Do you have a favorite quote from the episode?
Now, there's
Oh.
a bunch of good quotes.
I forgot the whole magic versus science.
Yeah, let's get
debacle.
into it. Let's get into it. What is
versus
better,
Science.
Magic the Gathering or science?
Flux. Science
Yeah.
flux.
Is there any like science-based board games?
Yes.
It's called Chemistry Class. And
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yep.
You make meth. Is what that's all I learned about
Meth
from
and
Breaking
cinnamon.
Bad. Did you say Citadel?
No, that sounds even better. No, I said cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Oh yeah. Nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Yeah.
And your
But yeah, science versus magic.
I'm going to go with my favorite, science.
You're going with science?
Science makes robots.
Okay. You know, magic makes
Go
mutoid
bots.
man. I don't know.
Yeah, mutoid man.
Yeah, I think that's more science. I think
That
a
is more-
scientist did
that's-
that,
yeah.
not a magician.
Magic would make like zombies. Necros.
Science could also make zombies.
That's true. Science could make zombies. Well, crap. There's always one and one.
So let's
What
solve this debate here.
So maybe science
v.
is magic, or magic is
Jesus
science.
is magic.
Jesus is magic.
Thanks, Sarah Silverman. But no, I think what can science do that magic can? Everything. Are you team science? Hey, if you're team magic, leave it in the comments so we can fucking roast you.
Yeah.
I don't think there's comments on. Is there comments on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it just Instagram that we all go straight to the comments because they're hilarious?
Yep.
Did I show you the Mexican family from like SoCal and they're looking for their son?
Oh yeah. The Edgar haircut. Yeah.
So they keep reposting it and they keep taking it down because so many people are just leaving obscene comments.
That's terrible.
But the best one was they reposted it like 2 days ago. Same exact one. It's not like they changed anything. Not like they reshot it, just reposted it. Someone screenshot the original video and cut out the kid's head and then made it a profile picture. It's like, if you see our son Luis, and then the first comment had like 100,000 likes. It's, I'm right here, Mom. It's the kid's head in the profile picture.
Oh, that's
And
terrible.
I'm like, oh my god, the internet for the win here. Or the best is, did you check Edgarville? Because the kid had the Edgar haircut.
Hell's gonna be so overcrowded.
Yeah, but it's the best part of Instagram. Where like, so I've seen people posting like just random stupid shit. Like, this guy's like talking about how awesome his Cybertruck is, and then people in the comments are like,
His PlayStation 1 truck.
yeah, people in the comments are like, hate from New Zealand, hate from Washington D.C., and I'm like, is this a thing that I don't know of?
Yeah.
Like
what's
hate
that?
from wherever you're posting from. And I think that's hilarious.
Huh.
Like, just to let you know, like, hey, I live in Washington D.C. and I hate your truck.
And I hate you.
Yeah, and I hate you because you drive a Cybertruck.
You suck.
Have you seen a Cybertruck out in the wild?
No, not yet. My wife did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's 2 dudes in the neighborhood that it's a very
2 dudes, 1 truck.
2 dudes, 1 truck. No, 2 guys own Cybertrucks up here, and they are fucking hideous. They're just they're huge.
Do they even go on sweet jumps?
I think you can. I probably wouldn't recommend you off-roading a purely EV truck, but I don't know.
Yeah, you can probably f it all up. Like those. Remember when everyone had Hummers? And
Yeah,
you didn't even take
yeah.
them off road.
I mean, I don't know anybody that owns a Tesla that actually likes their Tesla. I think a lot of my friends that bought like the Model 3s when they came out were
They
just
kind of
like, it's affordable now. Like, and they got it and they're like, oh shit, we're stuck with this. Now we're stuck with this charger on the, like, can we just go back to hybrid or fuel cars.
Yep.
But they are nice though. I mean, I just can't drop $100,000 on a truck that's not gonna be able to pull a boat.
Yeah.
So,
Why would,
yeah.
Looks like a PlayStation 1 truck.
It does look cool though. I do like the way it looks.
Weird
Just
flex.
like Men's Warehouse. You're gonna like the way it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about his dick.
I guarantee.
Yeah, he's like, we're gonna bring in those end scenes. We're gonna show off your little what shiny pee-pee? What is it? It's a Venture Brothers reference.
You're shiny chubby.
Shiny chubby.
Tiny,
Yeah.
shiny chubby. But don't take his word for it.